Hello everyone, I am the Negative Magikarp, and today is going to be, well, this video and the next video is going to be about the League Battle decks. Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX League Battle deck and the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX Battle decks. This one's the Ice Rider, and I didn't buy the deck, I just built it with the cards that I had, and it runs off of Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. These videos are mostly, or rather these next two videos, this one and the one on the Shadow Rider, are just to help people who have bought these decks understand how to play them and understand some basic gameplay about what a level 3 deck is, level 3 by Pokemon's definitions. And so, the main Pokemon in this deck is Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX has an attack which max lance 2 water energies, does 10 damage plus. You may discard up to 2 energy from this Pokemon, and if you do, it does 120 more damage for each energy you discarded in this way. What this means is 120 plus 120, because 2 energy, is 240, plus 10 is 250. You'll be able to attack for 250 damage every turn, is the whole point of what this deck is trying to do. Now, every turn, you may ask, we're only allowed 1 energy per turn. How do we, if we're discarding 2 energy every time, how are we getting this? The cool thing about this battle deck is it comes with 4 copies of Melanie. Melanie says attach a water energy card from my discard pile to one of my Pokemon V. If I do, draw 3 cards. Now the cool thing, am I putting water energy cards in the discard pile? Yes. Do I have a Pokemon V in which to attach an energy card from the discard pile to? Yes. Do I like drawing cards? Very much yes. This is the trifecta for this type of deck. So there are 4 copies of it. And so, if things go well, once you get the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, you'll be able to attach an energy, use a Melanie to get an energy from the discard pile, draw 3 cards, use Max Lance to do 250 damage, and then next turn, attach an energy from your hand, use a Melanie for another energy. Keep doing that every turn. And ideally, your opponent can't keep up with that. So, Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. How do we get the Melanie? And that's why the deck comes with, or this is why the deck comes with, Inteleon, Drizzile, and Sobble. It's the whole reason it comes with this line. Now, what these Pokemon do, Sobble doesn't really do much of anything by himself. He's alright with the Keep Calling attack. He lets you find more Sobble. But what makes this line useful is the evolution Drizzile and the evolution of this Inteleon. This in particular. Shady Dealings, well, they both have Shady Dealings as their Pokemon ability. And Shady Dealings on Drizzile lets you search your deck for 1 trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. You get to do this when you evolve Sobble into Drizzile. And then when you evolve Drizzile into Inteleon, you get this Shady Dealings, which lets you search for 2 trainer cards. And so this is how we find the Melanie every turn. Even if we can't. Even if we have a hard time, even if we don't draw it, even if Melanie by herself, whenever she draws us those 3 cards, doesn't find us a Melanie, she's probably going to find us one of these. And that's basically how the deck works. The deck also comes with 2 copies of this Inteleon, which is alright. I wish it came with the other 2 because it's infinitely more useful, but it's also okay just to put 2 damage counters on one of my opponent's Pokemon. If I do have 2 of these Pokemon on the field, these 2 Inteleon, once during my turn I may put 2 damage counters on one of my opponent's Pokemon. If I have 2 of them, I can do that twice, adding 40 damage to this already 250 damage attack. Add 40 damage to 250, we get 290. 290 damage knocks out basically every Pokemon V that exists. Blissey's gone, Luminion's gone, Crobat's gone. Every V-Star knocked out. And so, that's how the deck works. The Shadow Rider Calyrex the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX deck is very good. It's very consistent. You just kind of have to know in what order to do things. Pokemon is a game of constantly asking yourself, what do I need and how do I get it? And so I'll be constantly asking myself that question out loud while we're playing, and then answering it as well. So we start here. I'm going to call it Tails. And we want to go first. We want to go first because we have an evolution Pokemon. We have a lot of evolution Pokemon. So we got a Sobble. This is actually really good because Sobble into Drizzile finds us a lot of things. Level Ball finds us basically the only two things Level Ball finds is Sobble and Drizzile. And since we have two Drizzile, we're going to grab the Sobble. I really do wish, we had a way to get an Ice Rider Calyrex. But attacking turn 2 is not going to be as feasible. I attached an energy to this, mostly for the retreat cost. If I do find the Shadow Rider, or the Ice Rider, I want to be able to retreat into it. And I find the Ice Rider. Attach an energy to the Ice Rider. Retreat this for the Ice Rider. Now I have a couple options here. Once I Drizzile, I have to start asking myself, what do I need? And right now I need a way to get an energy card, and I need to find the VMAX. So that's what I need. How do I get it? Drizzile. Drizzile lets us search for trainer cards. And thankfully there are trainer cards which find us those very things. Capacious Bucket finds us 2 water energy cards. What do we need before? Water. So I find it. What do I need next? The VMAX. How do I get it? Trainer card. Evolution Incense is in the deck. Search my deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into my hand. I'm going to see what else is in here just for the heck of it. I could get Melanie, but I don't. But Melanie does not guarantee me. Rather, I could have gotten Melanie instead of the Capacious Bucket, but that doesn't guarantee me anything. And so, since I can't do anything else, I'm going to hold on to these, just in case I happen to draw the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. If I draw the VMAX, then I can use the Evolution Incense to find the Inteleon. And I think we win. We just win right now, because he has no Pokemon on his bench. We used the Capacious Bucket to find an energy. We attach the energy to the Calyrex. Play the Evolution Incense to find the VMAX. And the VMAX lets us knock this thing out, no problem. I only need to discard 1 because 120 plus 10 is 130, which is, and he concedes. So let's do that again. Again, we're thinking, what do I need? How do I get it? Constantly. And there's only one strategy in this deck. There's only one thing that's going to be attacking. It's the Ice Rider. And if Ice Rider's not attacking, or if you don't have one, that's what you need to get. There is no other alternative. And that's kind of what I started the whole series. Focus and making sure you are getting your tempo correct is everything. And that's kind of what separates your average player from your more consistent players. So he's playing a Shadow Rider Calyrex deck. We're playing Ice Rider, so we might have an advantage here. Takes his slightly longer to turn on. But since he's not going second, he doesn't get to use the Crescent Glow, which is great for us. And Path to the Peak turns off his Shadow Rider. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to use a Quick Ball, and we're going to get rid of the Quick Ball. Because the only things that I need right now are, number 1, a Sobble. Number 2, a Calyrex VMAX. I wish I had a Melanie, but I don't have a way to get one. So we're going to discard this Quick Ball. If I had a way to find the Melanie right now, I still wouldn't be able to attack because I can't evolve. So Quick Ball finds me Sobble. Level Ball next turn finds me Drizzile. Evolution Incense finds me the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. And for right now, Path to the Peak, if I were to play it, would stop my opponent's Calyrex VMAX ability. So I'm going to play this, and then hit my opponent for 40, and then see how they respond. So they're using the Evolution Incense to find the Calyrex VMAX. That's what they need to make this whole deck work. However, ooh, the Marnie. Marnie's, well, I had a plan. So Marnie does stop our plan, but it might get us better things. It does get us better things. So we have the Drizzile already. The Melanie gets us an energy card, which I don't have in the discard pile yet. But Drizzile will help me grab. Our opponent is playing a bunch of cards and then searched for a Crobat. Did not play the Crobat because Path to the Peak turns it off. And now we have a Marnie. Now, Drizzile will find us a Quick Ball. No, Drizzile will find us an Evolution Incense. I don't want to Marnie our opponent because it's going to help. Actually, he Quick Balled for a Crobat, but he only has 2 cards in hand, and the Crobat doesn't help him yet. I'm hesitant to help him. So I will play my energy for turn, evolve for the Drizzile, and I will search for an Evolution Incense, which will find me the Calyrex. When we evolve here, we have 2 options. This thing says this attack does 30 more damage for each of my opponent's bench Pokemon, which means 3, 6, 9. This does 100 damage right now. And this has 120 health. I don't have to discard any energies in order to knock this out. And I get to take a prize card. And I got a boss's orders, which is really good. And so this turn, if he has an energy in his hand and he plays it, he can only do 100 damage to me. Whereas I can do 250 damage. And so with this, I'll be able to take more prize cards than he will. He retreats to only give me 1 prize card, which is a good move. However, I do have the boss's orders and Melanie for next turn in order to get the energy back. So I'm gonna if I boss's orders this, he switched this in order to stop me from hitting this Pokemon. He clearly does not want me to hit this. And since he is my opponent, I want to do what he doesn't want me to do. And he gives up. And so we'll just one more game just to kind of show what are you supposed to be doing in this deck. What do I need? How do I get it? We should be asking this question all the time in every deck that we play. And sometimes if we can't get the things we need, the deck is probably not built all that well. We have to mulligan, but that's okay. I don't know what our opponent is playing. I'm going to guess they're playing a Blastoise VMAX deck, but I'm not sure. We get a Sobble, and we have a very risky hand. We have no way to draw more cards. And our opponent starts with a Suicune. Suicune allows them to draw an extra card every turn. as long as it's in the active spot. And drawing cards is very good in this game. So we find a Capacious Bucket. If I attach an energy to this Sobble, next turn, Blizzard Rondo is going to do 20 damage, plus 20 more for each benched Pokemon. If I use Keep Calling, I find 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon. Blizzard Rondo does 80 damage, which is going to knock out my Sobble. If I don't do any, he can still play his own benched Pokemon and knock out my Sobble. So it's in my best interest just to set up my board instead of trying to stop my opponent from doing anything. And so, now we have something for the Drizzile to grab. Or now we have something to put the Drizzile onto. Finds a Miltank. Miltank is actually the one thing that destroys this deck, because Miltank has an ability that says, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. This is a Pokemon V. This is our only real attacker in the deck, and there's no real way to get past this other than doing 20 damage per turn with or 40 damage with 2 Inteleon. That's going to take 3 turns to knock out this Miltank. So, not all that efficient. If there was a better way to do this, I really do wish. So we're going to play the Drizzile. Drizzile is going to find us, or rather is going to look through the deck and see if there is any way to get past this Miltank. Inteleon does 70 damage. Actually, 2 Inteleons, and then 1 Inteleon attack. 40 plus 70 is 110. That would knock out that Pokemon. Problem is, I can't allow this to be knocked out then, because I need 2 of them then. So, I need to get my game plan online as fast as possible. In order to do that, I need to get an Ice Rider out. This lets me search for 2 water energies. I'm going to use that because I need to discard one. I don't want to discard any of these other cards in order to get that Ice Rider. So we play the Ice Rider. We play an energy. We need this Sobble. And so we can because we need 2 of these Inteleons in order to deal with this Miltank. And if we use Pierce for 40 damage, we can at least try to stay on top of our opponent. Our opponent has 220 health left. This does mean if I get this with an energy, and there's an energy, I can knock this out. And I need more Inteleon, this Inteleon. So I evolve to the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. I play the Melanie to get an energy onto this, to find another Drizzile, which is great because I need this Inteleon. So we use it and try and find that Inteleon. The fastest way would probably just be, I don't know, maybe Melanie might not be terrible in this case. But the game plan, I need the Inteleon in order to knock this out. So we're going to grab it. We're going to evolve into the quick shooting Inteleon, which lets us start pinging or putting 2 damage counters on this Pokemon. If we use Max Lance, we can take 2 prize cards. So we need to do that. This thing has 220 health. I can do 250 damage. And so we have to discard all of our energies in order to make that work. We take 2 prize cards, we have pulled ahead. We find a Melanie, and an Evolution Incense. The Evolution Incense is not as useful right now, because what I do need... Oh, Marnie. That's actually quite good. So what I need is a switch to get into this Pokemon, and a Melanie to get an extra energy on. There's the Inteleon. Or just the extra turns in order to keep hitting, because this is only doing 50 damage per turn. And if I don't play more benched Pokemon, he can't do more. And if I play a boss's orders, I stall him a little bit. So I kind of like that a lot. If I play boss's orders to pull this up, he can't retreat it yet. And we can start using the Inteleon to start hitting this, although probably hitting this would have been the better idea. But this is the bigger threat. What this Pokemon evolves into is a problem for me. And I didn't think about that, because when he evolves it, he's going to find the evolution. What that thing's ability allows him to do is attach as many water energy cards from his hand to one of his benched Pokemon. Thankfully, it's benched Pokemon, so he can't just start attaching to this. He attaches 1 energy here. We find the research, which is really, really good. We get more cards. It says 90 health. So no matter what happens, next turn, that thing gets knocked out. We draw more cards, and we find the Melanie for next turn. We also have a switch, which means this card might live. So I'm going to switch into this Ice Rider. And I think the last Sobble is inside here. Now our opponent said that was good. He seemed very happy about that. But I think I'm alright, because when he attaches to this is 20 damage for each benched Pokemon. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This does 140 damage. If he gets the energy attached. And what's going to happen this next turn is, if I'm lucky and I get an energy, Melanie gets me an energy onto this, and I can attach from my hand. Oh, he's retreating. I don't know why he's doing that, because that's so much less than 140 damage. Capacious Bucket. That finds us the energies that we need. So we got the energies. We use the Inteleon Quick Shooting to knock out this Pokemon. And he gives up. Got it. So I guess that's the last thing. What do we need? How do we get it? That is everything. Y'all have a good day, and have good games.